Okay.
Is it on record?
Yep.
Okay, I was asked to do this video. It's about the fires in California and the fires that we've experienced here in Wyoming for the last, well, since Yellowstone, and the myth of let it burn. This is a cartoon that was put in the Casper Star Tribune that spring after the fires in Yellowstone. And that's one of the things that the environmentalists never want to talk about, is all the wildlife that's killed by fires every year since Yellowstone, and all the wildlife that's killed in Yellowstone. I'm a proponent of biomass power generation. That's where you take these trees that have been killed by the pine beetle, which was unleashed by the environmentalist getting a ban put on logging on the national forest. What biomass does is you take a tree and you burn it responsibly, and you create electricity by creating steam. Well, you have two things going on. One, you're stopping or slowing down methane, and you're purifying water. Because when you burn a tree, another tree comes up. They found in Colorado that they didn't have to replant when they took down pine beetle killed trees. Little pine trees came up like dog hair, which makes biomass power generation carbon neutral. I'm going to repeat that. Carbon neutral. That means the little trees that start with the regrowth start consuming the CO2 and producing oxygen and retaining water, which they purify by wicking it into the atmosphere instead of having a flood. Now there was the Dust Bowl, they say, was created by farmers plowing up 35 million acres of grass. The environmentalist, by shutting down logging, created 50 million acres of dead trees. There's so many dead trees in California that they don't say the acreage, they just try to get by saying there's 10 million dead trees. There's a lot more than that. They have biomass plants in California right now, which they shut down. I don't know what they did with the money, and I don't know what they're doing with the money. It goes right to the train that's never been completed. What you have is a bunch of people pilfering, which should be going for making life better in California, but they're doing something with the money that ain't helping anybody. You can take a crew that works year-round, getting rid of the brush. They can burn it in these biomass plants and create electricity. Forest fires, wildfires would stop. You can use water from your sewage system, gray water. You can, if you need extra water, you can pull it out of the ocean. But all of this would go to create electricity and stop forest fires. And at the same time, you'd be purifying water. So, if you're interested in this, I'd be more than happy to talk to you. And I'll wait to hear what the response is. But this is the first, and this is the cartoon. And if we can get a close-up, we'll What happened was the bears came out in the spring that didn't get burned up in any of the forest fires that fall, and they had dead buffalo and dead elk and dead deer and dead whatever to eat. I submitted this cartoon to the Casper Star Tribune, which was owned by a family out of California at the time. This was the only cartoon they ever printed of mine. And as you can see, because hunters nationwide only have a 13% kill rate, that means 87% of the hunters that go out don't get anything. Fire has a much higher success rate. The spring after that, the Game and Fish wouldn't let any of the starving buffalo or starving elk be fed by the locals. They were actually fining them. And they wanted to stop the animals from starving. Some of them managed, some of them didn't. But that was the aftermath of the fire. You get some that die in the fire, and then because all of the food is burned up, they starve to death the following spring because it's a hard winter. So anyway, that's what I would like to do, and there's a lot more involved in biomass, and if anybody's interested, I'll do another video. Thank you very much.